Good morning, folks. I want to share something with you today, starting in the book of John. John chapter 1, one of my favorite scriptures. Verse 6 says, "There was a man sent from God whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light." And as I think of that, there was a man sent from God. God has sent us all to do a work for Him. God has given each and every one of us special abilities to do His will and to do His work. John was sent to preach. In Luke chapter 1, God was telling his father Zacharias in the Song of Zacharias that this was John's job. Here it is, to give light to them that sit in darkness, and in the shadow of death to guide their feet into the way of peace. John was a man sent from God to preach the coming of the Lord. He was sent from God to do that one particular thing, to preach and to make the way of God not necessarily more smooth, but to make that we might know the glorious presence of God. John was sent to preach. And then I look and I find another man, and that man was David. And the last in 2 Samuel chapter 23, as David has grown old and is about to die, it says this about him. "Now these are the last words of David, the son of Jesse, the man who was raised up on high, the anointed of God, the sweet psalmist of Israel." David was a man sent from God to sing the blessings of the Lord. And when we go through the Psalms and when we go through his words and we see how glorious he sang about my God, he sang about how he loved his Lord. David was a man sent from God to sing. There was another man, and that man was Joseph. And as you know, if you've read the story of Joseph, and it's one of my favorites, and I know it's one of my wife's favorites, Joseph was taken from his family. He was sold by his brothers. He was in prison, but still God was with him. And everything he did, God caused to prosper until he became the second in Egypt, only under Pharaoh. And his dad came to Egypt, was there 17 years, and then he died. And as they took him back to bury him in the cave of Machpelah, as they came back into Egypt, his brothers were afraid that Joseph might do something and against them because of what they did to him when he was a boy. And so listen to what Joseph said. "And Joseph said unto them, Fear not, for am I in the place of God? But as for you, you thought it evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, that to save much people alive." Joseph was a man sent from God to deliver his people, to continue on with the nation of Abraham that was going to culminate in Jesus the Messiah coming, and all of those things. He was a man sent from God to deliver. And he understood, when his brothers didn't understand, that God was leading him, and God brought him to a place to where he could protect his people. One other person I want to share with you as we get ready to conclude this study, and that is Esther. Queen Esther. We all read her story and we all know what it is. We all know that Haman is wanting to destroy the Jews. But in chapter 4, Mordecai says this to Esther: "Think not with yourself that you shall not escape even in the king's house more than all the Jews. For if you altogether hold your peace at this time, then there shall arise an enlargement and deliverance of the Jews from another place. But you and your father's house shall be destroyed. But who knows whether you are coming to the kingdom for such a time as this? Once again, here's a person that God placed in an extraordinary place to be a deliverer for Israel. To be a deliverer. God has placed you in an extraordinary place. You are a man or a woman sent from God to do a particular job that only you can do for the kingdom of God. Whatever it is, whether it's raising your family in a godly home, whether it's providing for them, whether it's preaching the gospel, whether it's teaching in Sunday school, whatever it might be, know this, that you're in this place for you are a man or a woman sent from God to deliver His message to your family, to your friends, to those around you, and you've got a job to do. Hold fast to that job. Be diligent in that job, and let God use you to His glory. God bless you, and you have a great day.